Yo, what's good? It's your boy Kurt, and today, man, we have another casual truck reaction, no? So today, mag-react tayo sa Filipinos who made Pinoy proud part 2 or number 2, no? Kakapanood lang natin nung part 1 last week. Last week ba yun? Yeah, last week, no? And again, nabanggit ko nga sa part 1, no, na parang bitin. Parang marami pang ibang Pilipino na dahilan kung bakit magiging proud ang mga Pinoy, no? But yeah, doon ko na-realize sa part 1 lang pala yun, no? So we have part 2. But yeah, I'm just excited, man. Without no further ado, man, let's get it.
Hand you over, Salt Papi, and no one
Okay. Napanood ko tong, press con na to.
will stop me, you understand?
Sa The Zone, 'di ba? Yung parang boxing league or competition nila KSI, kung meron sa inyo kilala si KSI dyan. KSI is a UK YouTuber, and again, isa sa mga may-ari or founder ng Prime Hydration. Yan, nakikita yung bote sa likod, Prime. Yeah. I don't know, may Prime na ba sa Pilipinas? Parang wala pa no?
Understand me? I'm the underdog, bro. You don't even know what you step.
Yeah, nasa likod, 'di ba? Si Deji, kapatid niya ni Face Temper, 'di ba? Face Clan sa likod. Yeah.
Into, bro. You don't even know.
Saw Papi some strong words over there.
First of all, I'd like to thank God, my team, my brothers, and my dad for training me for this event, and my coach.
By the way, Salt Papi,
I'd like,
man, Salt
to thank
Papi.
Punch Promotions.
Fucking okay, all right. So yeah. This is the time that KSI has to fight two boxers. I mean, hindi naman sila sobrang. I mean, si Pineda kasi is, considered to be a professional boxer, but si Swarms kasi hindi. Just a little bit of context dito sa The Zone na to, lumaban si KSI, yung nakadila ng dalawang laban sa isang gabi, no? And isa sa mga yun yung parang main event or main fight dito sa season na to ng The Zone. And isa sa mga laban na to na darating is yung laban nga ni Salt Papi and I forgot the name of the other dude. But then again, man, Salt Papi is a fucking machine, man. Ano pa nga si Salt Papi dito, medyo chubby pa, no? Unlike ngayon, like yung Salt Papi ngayon na sobrang ang laki ng pinagbago ng katawan niya. Alam mo, batak na siya sa training ngayon, no? And yeah, I mean, sobrang dito niya napakita talaga yung Filipino punch, man.
Misfit Boxing, KSI, for giving me this opportunity. I'm very happy to be here, and I'd like to thank Andy Warski as well for taking this fight.
Respects.
Yon, Andy
Respect for
Warski.
that, and he can talk as much as he wants, but I let my hands do the talking in the ring, like I did.
Diba? But ang daming sinasabi ng Andy Works. Okay. Oh, that dude. But ang dami niyang trash talk doon, no? Para lang magmukhang astig and malupit, no? Pero Salt Papi, nagpasalamat lang siya sa lahat, sa magulang niya, sa lahat ng bumubuo nitong competition na to, itong tournament na to, no? And then sobrang pasalamat kay isa kalaban niya, and at the same time, sabi nga niya, kaya ako na lang yung kamao ko na magsalita, no? Yung sa laban na to. Napakasimple lang, no? Hindi niya kailangan mga trash talk, pero mas malupit pa yung dating niya, no? Tignan mo yung reaction ng mga tao kanina sa reaction sa pagkakasabi niya, di ba? Alam mong yung pinagkaiba ng cringe sa nalupitan, eh.
But I let my hands do the talking in the ring, like I did.
Saw Papi a final word.
I just wish him a speedy recovery. I'm starting kids like my age in the streets. I grew up watching Manny Pacquiao.
Showboating from Salt Papi.
Salt Papi has some of the best.
Oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen, Salt Papi is the real deal.
Salt Papi making a statement with that one.
Social media has been taking over the entertainment industry.
Okay.
It's also starting to make noise in the professional sports industry.
By the way, so sabihin, I don't know kung kailangan ko ba share to, pero KSI, one of my favorite YouTuber. No, Sidemen. Ano, mag-request nyo to, by the way, no? Sa ibang mga video na tulad ko, yung samahan ng SB19 sa Sidemen. Again, di ba, I don't know kung anong video yon na inabanggit nila na hindi na sila masyadong nagkikita outside of work, like outside of training and outside of, you know, rehearsal and performance ng SB19. Diba nabanggit nila na outside of that, magkakaiba na sila ng trip eh. So minsan di sila nagkikita. I mean, again, intindihan mo kasi halos yun yung pinakatrabaho nila eh, di ba? Halos araw-araw siya nagkikita. Halos mas madalas pa ata nila kasama ngayong ano na to, punto ng buhay nila, yung sila lima sa magulang nila eh, di ba? Sobrang busy nila. So outside of work or like outside of SB19, of course, gusto lang gawin yung sarili lang gusto, di ba? Same as Sidemen, kung papanoorin mo sila, nag-umpisa silang maliliit na YouTuber like si KSI, sa member na Sidemen, na naglalaro lang sila sa bedroom nila, no, sa computer nila, naglalaro sila ng GTA 5, no, magkakaibigan silang YouTuber na hanggang nagkaroon ng grupo, no, and ngayon lumaki na yung grupo nila, meron silang sariling kumpanya, and araw-araw sila nag-upload, ang dami nilang channel, I think apat yung Sidemen na channel, more Sidemen Reacts, tatlo lang pala. So yun, araw-araw sila nag-upload doon sa mga channel. Hindi naman araw-araw, pero araw-araw silang may upload, kung hindi man sa more Sidemen, sa Sidemen Reacts, no? So, and also they have sides like a restaurant, they have clothing, Sidemen clothing. So ang dami, may mga charity sila, no? So outside of that, parang sinasabi nga na hindi sila nakikita. So nahihalin tulad ko, and again, humaba na yung kwento ko dito, no? Dadalha ko ng kwento. Isa si Casey sa mga paborito kong YouTuber, no? Mapalipas oras. But yeah, so lang share.
At a first glance, anyone could easily assume that this guy's only talents are watching anime and playing video games. This chubby Filipino dude is a living proof that muscles alone don't win fights, but real talent and skill. Meet Nathaniel Bustamante, aka Salt Papi. He was born and raised...
By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but in the reason bakit pinangalan siyang Salt Papi is kasi doon siya sumikat, maliban doon sa yung tumatakbo ng hindi maandar, sa mga TikTok. Magaling din siya sa ganun. Nauso siya sa yung video niya na nilalagyan ng asin yung pagkain, pero in a like parang smooth and paano sabihin to, suabe na way. Kasi tinawag na Salt Papi, diba? Yung lalagay siya ng asin, tapos nagagano'n siya. Basta yun, sa mga nakakalam lang yung sinasabi ko.
Raised in Candelaria, Quezon. At age 14, he moved to the UK with his family for better opportunities in life.
14,
he loved boxing ever since he was a kid because of Manny Pacquiao. He used to engage in street fights for fun in some of his vlogs, which are actually entertaining to watch, but he never really trained seriously.
He never actually trained seriously during at that time, no?
Worked as a nurse in a mental health institution for 5 years until he struck gold when his fake run challenge on TikTok went viral. His popularity skyrocketed, and it didn't stop there because he became even more popular when he started uploading videos of himself pulling salt in the most ridiculous ways you could ever imagine.
Nice.
This is when he earned his infamous nickname.
Salt
he made his
Papi.
boxing debut in March of 2022 when he was given the opportunity to match up against the English YouTuber Halal Ham. Days before the...
Itong yung laban na yun, by the way, napaka one-sided, no? Salt Papi destroyed that dude, man.
fight, Salt Papi's opponent couldn't stop talking smack.
You think you're better than boxing than me? Bastard, shut up!
I'm going to send your Filipino butt to China. Bastard, shut up.
But come fight night, he made Halal regret everything he said.
Lovely lean counter. He's definitely I want to see this guy fight again.
The internet took notice because it was 3 full rounds of humiliation.
Sabi sa inyo eh. Ano, maawa ka. Maawa ka.
Papi!
Hey!
And he's delivered emphatically. What an entertaining performance.
But at this point, Salt Papi was only seen as some chubby guy who beat another chubby guy. So he got matched up against a Twitch streamer who was more fit and more arrogant than the first one.
I'm not coming in here to like have fun. I'm coming in here to murder you, bro. And that's what I'm gonna do, bro.
Is there an element of surprise that you're worried about with
Cringy,
Andy?
man.
Right, we haven't seen a lot from him.
I've lost
That's
10 kg for this
pure
fight.
cringe.
I feel more
Cringe.
condition. I'm gonna take him out in first round.
Oh yeah? Really? First round?
All right, Salt Papi in the black. How about Salt Papi the southpaw, a la Manny Pacquiao from the Philippines?
Salt Papi has some of the best hands.
Oh. Round 1, man. Round 1. Kita nyo? 1 of 3. This is...
Ladies and gentlemen,
One.
Salt Papi is the real deal.
Salt Papi making a statement with that one.
They've waved it off. The Philippines celebrate. 1, 2, 3. Light 'em up for Salt Papi.
Dapat ano to eh, most satisfying video eh. Dapat yun yung title nito.
This man was talking about a fight with KSI earlier in the week, and that is how he might get it.
The fight was over in seconds and he stayed true to his word. The internet then blew up as Salt Papi violated every ounce of Andy Warski's ego. The matchmakers then wanted to see how Salt Papi reacts when he gets tested. Like really tested. So they matched him up against an American MMA fighter, Josh Bruckner. On paper, it was looking like our guy didn't have a chance because not only does this guy have a total of 8 professional fights, but he was also bigger at 6'1" and stronger judging by his muscles.
Oh shit.
Like, come on, just take a look at the difference. But come fight night,
This is where Josh should be excelling. He's the longer
Oh shit, hindi ko alam itong laban na to. Sa The Zone din, the Zone din to. What the hell?
fighter. Should be touching Papi from the distance.
Oh shit. I don't know, sinislow mo ba yun? Slow mo nga. Kala ko, charang tagay mabagal na parang, you know, gumalaw, parang realization na, oh shit. Ano yung pinasok ko?
What a shot!
Man,
What a shot!
So Papi, man.
he's struggling here.
So Papi.
Papi train rolls down the road.
Come on, man.
That was a Manny Pacquiao left hand. Steps inside the guard. You don't see that a lot.
What the hell? That's the same punch, man.
That was a Manny Pacquiao left hand. Steps inside the guard. You don't see that a lot. And taking advantage of the inside lane and popping him.
Oh my
this was
God,
the fight
man.
when Salt Papi gained the respect of everybody, even the pros.
Who are the top 3 creator boxers right now?
Salt Papi.
One? Salt Papi won?
Yes. Technically wise, and like he seems like he understands boxing at a higher level, so I would say Salt Papi. Technically.
Also well deserved. He is so entertaining, so good, so sexy.
He just seems like he gets everything. And he's understanding it, and I think he's gonna get better.
This win catapulted him into the top 5 pound-for-pound influencer boxing rankings, along with big names such as KS.
Oh, what the hell? Jake Paul ang number 1? Okay. Alright. Sure.
I and Jake Paul. Heck, some of them are even scared of him now.
Now, I'm just training against Orthodox fighters now. So, no more southpaws. You know, people want me to fight Salt Papi. It's not happening. Okay, I need to fight Jake Paul. I can't get distracted now.
Man.
Well, that fight, KSI versus Jake Paul, man, that will never happen. Ilang taon na yan. Ilang taon ko nang iniintay. Ilang taon na lahat nag-iintay na matuloy yung laban na yan. Pero never na mangyayari yan sigurado, no? Kasi parang nagkakaano sila eh. I don't know. I mean, ayoko maging biased dito. Ayoko magbigay ng masyadong ano. Kasi, again, kaya saya ko eh, di ba? Pero, based sa mga nilalabas sila, parang ang daming kondisyon ni Jake Paul, no? Na hindi sila kita eye to eye, no? May mga conditions si Jake Paul na gusto ni KSI na sige, go. Biglang magbabago na naman yung conditions, so hindi na natutuloy.
And it low-key feels good when people fear us.
Mm-hmm.
Another Filipino who should be feared is Bautista.
Oh, shit. Come on, man. Come on, man. How can you put Salt Papi first before Dave Bautista? No? Umpisa pa lang, man. WWE. Come on.
He was born and raised in Washington, D.C. by his American mom and Filipino dad who worked as a taxi driver and a barber. They lived a life of poverty. Their home was located in a place where crime was a daily routine.
Shit.
He once said in an interview that he had witnessed a total of 3 murders right in front of their house as a kid. It didn't take too long for him to adopt a similar lifestyle because as early as 13, he was already stealing cars. By age 17, he started living independently, working as a nightclub bouncer. But that job didn't last long as he was arrested after a fight against 2 customers. One of them was rendered unconscious. He then got sentenced to 1-year probation.
Oh, shit.
He then worked as a lifeguard after that, and at this time, he already had 2 kids and was struggling to make ends meet. There was one time when he broke down in shame when he had to borrow money from his co-worker just to give his kids some Christmas gifts. His struggles continued until he found bodybuilding and started going all in into wrestling.
Oh, shit. Look at that, man. Look at that.
Which led him to develop a monstrous physique, and this didn't happen until he was in his early 30s. This was him before. This was him after hitting the gym. Dude is almost unrecognizable. But despite his hard work, a lot of people still doubted him. He tried out in WCW but immediately got rejected and was told by one of their pro wrestlers that he would never make it in the pro scene. When one door closes, another opens because this led him to get accepted to debut in a much bigger organization, the WWE. From this point on, his career would snowball as he carried the iconic stage name Bautista. He racked up multiple tag team and world title belts and was able to share the ring with legendary wrestlers like Triple H, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and The Undertaker, to name a few. This line of profession is very dangerous. So injuries weren't a stranger to him. So he decided to put it on hold and started venturing into acting. As expected, a lot of people doubted him again. But not for long because he was able to secure a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Go.
Where is Gamora? Yeah, I'll do you one better.
Still one of the funniest scene, no? Sabi niya dito, diba? Where's Gamora? Who's Gamora? Sagot niya, what? I have a better one. What's Gamora? Ano ko yung sabi niya dito, no? And meron siya ditong naging napakalaking meme, no, na sa Guardians of the Galaxy na yung pag tumayo ka daw ng sobrang still, no, magiging almost invisible ka na. So naging siyang joke na, no, naging siyang meme.
Secure a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Where is Gamora? Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
After the Guardians of the Galaxy, Bautista appeared in multiple highly rated movies such as Blade Runner 2049, Dune, Endgame, Knock at the Cabin, and more. What I like about this dude is he never forgot about his heritage. He's a loud and proud Filipino. He is so proud that he got a total of 3 tattoos representing his Filipino roots.
I was always really just taught to be proud of my heritage. My mom's Greek, my dad's Filipino. Always very proud of my roots, and I display it on my body. A Filipino flag and a Greek flag, and also another Filipino flag and another Filipino son.
Now that's something to be proud of.
Yep. Okay. So we have this. I forgot his name, man. Meron siyang sino ba to? Come on, man. meron siya palabas kasama si Pepe Herrera eh, di ba? Yung may zombie, which is, I feel like mas gusto ko pa yun kaysa sa Block Z, like, fucking Block Z. Man, again, by the way, may hilig ako sa mga zombie movies, no? Sobrang addict na addict ako, lalo na nung, I don't know, high school, college, sa zombie movies. So, gusto ko manood ng mga ganun, like survival, pero in like an apocalyptic setting, tapos may mga yung, zombie invasion, no? Zombie apocalypse. And meron siyang movie na kasama si Pepe Herrera na zombie. Alam niyo yun, nakalimutan ko rin yung title eh.
Dude, who's a very proud Filipino is Brandon Vera.
Okay, yeah.
He was born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia, but he also spent some of his childhood in Tagkawayan, Quezon, under the care of his Filipino dad and stepmom, which explains his fluent Tagalog.
Nakakatuwa si Brandon, no? Diba? Pinoy na Pinoy, ang galing managalog. Mas magaling ka pang managalog sa mga Pilipinong nakatira sa Pilipinas.
Nahihirapan pa minsan. Minsan, mga ibang words. Yung
may
malalim.
Ibang words. Oo, pero diretso, hindi bulol. Diba?
Thank you.
Taga saan ang pamilya mo rito sa Pilipinas?
Taga Tagkawayan, Quezon. And si ma'am galing Batangas.
He even knows a lot about Philippine history.
Marami ka bang alam sa Pilipinas?
A lot. My favorite one is the barong.
Yung barong Tagalog, pambansang kasuotan ng mga lalaki.
Oo nga.
That's why I love watching your video, Casual Chuck, man.
Anong alam mo sa barong?
Saan galing yun? Bakit?
Saan galing ang barong?
Yeah.
Saan ba galing ang barong?
So, the history of the barong is I was told, when the Spanish colonized the Philippines, they tried to make us wear clothes. Kasi, di ba, we were savages, not wearing clothes. So, pinusutan ng damit, and then, laging tago yung mga weapons ng mga Pilipino.
Nagtatago sila ng mga sandata. Okay.
Lahat. I guess the way that they fit.
Kasi yung barong is medyo... Hindi ko alam to Actually, hindi ko alam to. So, dahil yung barong medyo see-through, right? So, nakadamit sila pero hindi tago yung weapon.
The problem was, they came up with a shirt that was see-through. The barong, Tagalog.
Para makita nila kung may tinatago o may daladalang sandata yung mga Pilipino. Ang pinasuot nilang damit, yung kita yung loob.
The tattoo on his back is also noticeable. The letters are an ancient Filipino writing system called baybayin, which reads mundo, hangin, apoy, and tubig. Ala Pinoy avat.
Ang alibata ba and baybayin is magkaiba? It's a commonly known fact for us Filipinos that baybayin was the language used by certain ethno-linguistic groups in Luzon and Visayas, but primarily by the Tagalogs during the pre-colonial era of the Philippines. Since then, it was evolved into the language we currently use today. So, yung baybayin pala is yun yung pinaka-root, pinanggalingan ng salitang Tagalog. Okay? However, the language of baybayin is often interchanged with the term alibata and is believed to be one and the same, but this is far from truth. Okay, saying alibata is baybayin or that the former is a legitimate name for our language is not only a fallacy, but also misrepresentation of our cultural heritage. This term has long been debunked by historians and linguistic. Okay, so what is baybayin? Baybayin stems from its root word baybay, meaning to spell. In terms was first coined in vocabulario de lengua Tagala by Pedro de San Buenaventura. It served as one of the earliest Philippines or Tagalog dictionaries. Baybayin is derived and influenced from Indic and Javanese scripts and is universally recognized as by Filipino scholars that it was the language used by natives during pre-colonial times of the archipelago. It contains 3 vowels, a, e, o, u, and 14 consonants, which is ba, ka, da, ra, ga, ha, la, ma, na, nga, ma, pa, sa, ta, wa, yan. Okay. Is alibata the same with baybayin? Alibata was a term coined by Paul Rodriguez Verzosa. In 1914, he based his term of the alibata alphabet, alif, ba, and ta from Maguindanao. Moros was turned into alibata afterward. The reason why alibata is wrong term is that there is no clear, strong evidence that pre-colonial Filipinos derived baybayin from the Arabic language. In addition, baybayin script has no relation whatsoever in arrangement in Arabic alphabet. 20th century. So keep in mind, alibata is a long disputed terminology with unfounded basis of its legitimacy. So, what really? Okay, so alibata is not actually the legitimate word we have before. So, hindi pala totoo yung alibata talaga? Okay, alright. I mean, natutunan ako ngayong araw to. Okay. And we have Ang, no?
Anyway, he excelled in wrestling in his high school days, which earned him a 4-year athletic scholarship at Old Dominion University. But he would later drop out as he wanted to focus only on wrestling. He enlisted in the US Air Force and joined the wrestling team, but his career would be cut short because he would suffer multiple torn ligaments in his right elbow. This got him medically discharged by the Army. Nothing seems to be working in Brandon's favor, but he never gave up. He rehabbed his elbow on his own until he was strong enough to enter the Grappler's Quest submission wrestling competitions. He didn't have a coach or a trainer, so this caught the attention of Lloyd Irvin, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and coach, who invited him to train with his MMA school. He later then turned pro and went on to have an 8-fight winning streak while finishing most of his opponents with his signature kicks.
Oh, like a shotgun, man.
And devastating knees.
High clinch, watch the knees.
Just imagine, no, yung tuhod ni Brandon Vera tatama sa mukha mo.
Though he didn't quite reach the goal to become a champion in the UFC, he did become one in ONE FC in a brutal fashion by finishing all of his opponents.
Ah, shit. Nanakbo na siya eh. That counter, man. Yes, let's go. Come on, the fucking counter, man.
But he was already 40 at the time and his age would start catching up as he would lose against Myanmar's Online Sang. In the present day, Brandon Vera had already retired and moved to the Philippines permanently. He also built his own gym called the Alliance Training Center PH to help train more young Filipino MMA talents. And speaking of talent, especially in combat sports, who would ever forget to mention Manny Pacquiao?
He avoided no one, he's a throwback. It's like the old days when people fought the very best.
Historically great fighter.
Yeah.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
That's too much power, too much heart.
Marky Mark.
Pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
That's the fucking goat, man. Koto? Come on, man. The fucking goat. Alam niyo ba yung mga panahon, no? Mga panahon na hindi pa ganun kalaki yung internet, no? Wala pang Facebook, no? Na tuwing may laban si Pacquiao, men, paano tumitigil ang Pilipinas, no? Tumitigil ang Pilipinas, lahat nanunood. Alam mo yun, parang holiday, no? Parang holiday paglaban ni Pacquiao. Alam niyo yung mga araw na yun? Ganon ka-legend si Pacquiao. I mean, mga kabataan ngayon, hindi yun na naranasan yun, no? Pero, grabe. Yung tipong sobrang EDSA, sobrang traffic. Paglaban ni Pacquiao, men, ghost town yan. By the way, this is my favorite knockdown na punch ni Pacquiao kay Hatton. 'Di ba? Ito rin yung parang hindi naman tama sabihin ko to. Alam naman natin nangyari kay Hatton after nento, pero alam mo yung kita mo kay Hatton na na hindi niya alam na nakatumba na siya. Ganon kalala.
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
Oh, by the way, this one, kung di nyo pa napanood yung conference nito, yung build-up bago yung laban na to, man, this is one of the satisfying ending, no?
Every time he fights, the country's crime rate drops to 0%. He's a master not only inside, but also outside the ring.
Manny, you have something very kind to say about us,
Yeah,
to the
I
people of
have,
the Philippines.
Okay, hello Philippines. Itong mga kasama ko, hindi nila
Okay, ito yung pinrank niya ni Manny Pacquiao na nga di nakakaintindi ng Tagalog tong dalawang to. Matawa-tawa lang pero di lang naiintindihan.
intindi ng Tagalog at akala nila pinupuri ko sila pero sila ay hindi nakakaintindi kaya pwede natin silang ibenta. Kaya mga kababayan, ito wala to, hindi nakakaintindi. So
that's Manny P. That's
Thank you.
extremely moving.
Yes,
We're
yes.
moved.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Extremely moving.
Thank
Manny,
you.
we like
Thank
that.
you.
Everyone loved Manny, even the biggest celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
But before
Oh.
gaining all that fame, he had to go through a lot of pain because he was born and
Keanu
raised in
Reeves?
General Santos at the time of poverty and war. At age 5, he'd already seen dead and decapitated bodies. Military and rebel shootouts would happen just a few meters away from their home, so his
Talaga ba?
family had no choice but to leave and settle in a nearby province called Sarangani.
Mm.
Manny's dad was barely there for them, so his uncle played the role of a father figure. He started training Manny how to box and also taught him how to fish at a very
Tito niya, di ba? Tito niya, men. Tito. Coated, men. Tito. Coated.
young age to survive. He joined several amateur boxing competitions and dominated all of them, but he wasn't earning enough because most of what he got was just a bunch of trophies and medals.
Pustahan tayo yung nakaupong lalaki na yun yung tito niya. O yun ang huwag yun akong tanongin kung bakit ayun yung sa tingin ko, no? Pero parang kalatang-kalata naman.
Life was too hard that it came to a point that Manny's dad butchered their own dog just to have food on the table. This was Manny's wake-up call, so at age 16, he traveled alone to the city of Manila to become a pro boxer without letting his mom know because he knew she wouldn't allow him back then.
Mm-hmm.
He made the gym his home and slept in the ring every night. In Manny's first professional fight, he had to lie about his age just to get in.
Talaga?
He was a malnourished kid, so he put heavy objects in his pocket just to make it into the flyweight division, which explains why he looked significantly smaller than his opponents in his early fights.
Yeah.
But despite the handicap, he still went on to dominate and clean up the whole flyweight division, gaining him a world title belt in the process.
Let's go! Oh, shit.
In spite of this achievement, Manny was still relatively unknown to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew him to the point that the announcers couldn't even read his name properly.
Tail of the tape. Berlisanola Ledwaba against Manny Pacquiao. I'll get it right. Pacquiao.
But Manny's
Imagine, no? During this time, hindi nila masabi yung pangalan ni Pacquiao. Pero ngayon, man, I feel like buong mundo, no? Kahit hindi nila kayang i-spell yung pangalan ni Pacquiao, or nahihirapan man sila, I don't know, maybe. Man, kayang-kaya nilang, alam nila kung sino tong taong to, no? alam nila kung paano i-pronounce yung pangalan na ito.
Anonymity would only last until this very night.
Boom! He took this fight on only 2 weeks' notice, and he is bang.
Took this fight in only 2 weeks' notice, no?
Boom! He took this fight on only 2 weeks.
Sumali nga ako ng Rapcon, no, in 2 weeks' notice, no, na tsaka ako sinulat. Ano nangyari? Nag-choke ako. Nag-choke ako sa Rapcon. Iba yung epekto no? Si Pacquiao 2 weeks notice, nag-champion, no, world title, no? Ako nag-choke.
He is banging Ledwaba right now. Big right hand upstairs, and now he's got Ledwaba bleeding back. The eyes of Ledwaba.
Wala na, man. Masyado nang masakit yung katawan ni Ledwaba.
Frankly, I'd never heard of him, but I've seen and heard of him now.
And you want to see him again?
I want to see him again.
He would then beat everyone in bantamweight, so he had to move up to featherweight, where he would earn the nickname Pac-Man, as he would devour most of the Mexican monsters in the division.
Lagas!
It came to a point that nobody in the featherweight division, even the lightweight division, was willing to fight him.
Wait.
In the featherweight division, even the
Okay. Nakikita niyo ba itong nakikita ko? This dude. Parang mayroon siyang kamukha eh. Parang Johnny Sins.
the lightweight division was willing to fight him. Not even the prime Mayweather.
Did Floyd duck Manny Pacquiao?
Yes. I have to believe that Floyd is ducking.
So Manny was forced to move up to 2 weight classes. Manny had to face his idol himself, Oscar De La Hoya. Their side.
By the way, this fight, man, I mean, matanda na kasi masyado nang alam ko mas matanda si De La Hoya ay Pacquiao, right? And during this fight, hindi na kasi prime ni De La Hoya sa pagkakaalala ko. So, dinurog ni Pacquiao si De La Hoya dito eh. Si Golden Boy.
Size difference was so noticeable that Manny's countrymen got worried about him. There was even a bill that was passed just to stop the fight from happening.
The objective is to protect the pride of our nation. Protect him from a possible debacle that may be detrimental to his health. Something should be a circus. When you see a big man fighting a small man.
But the fight still happened and Manny shocked everyone.
Wait, talaga ba? Kasi sa pagkakaalala ko, mali lang ako ng pagkakaalala. Sa pagkakaalala ko sa laban na to, men, hindi, itong laban nila De La Hoya at Pacquiao, sobrang, hype siya in paper. Like, right, diba? Yung pangalan De La Hoya, men, the Golden Boy in Pac-Man. Napaka-hype ng battle na to. Pero yung mismong laban talaga, hindi naman talaga kasing solid ng laban niya kay Morales, laban niya kay Hatton, 'di ba? Kay Hatton kasi again, sobrang paborito ko 'yon, no. Sobrang ikli lang ng laban na 'yon, pero pinaka-favorite kong knockout niya 'yon, punch niya 'yon, no? At kay Cotto no? Mas maganda pa yung laban ni Cotto. Alam mo 'yon kasi parang napaka parang kitang-kita mo na talong-talo si De La Hoya sa laban na 'to. So, yun yung pagkakalala ko na parang hindi na ganun hindi na prime ni De La Hoya nung time na to. Mali ako.
When he completely dominated the much bigger fighter and even made him give up in round number 8.
Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar De La Hoya.
Manny then went down a weight class to visit the lightweight division to put Ricky Hatton to sleep.
See that? Tara mo. Bang. Kaya nga may kanta si Ron Haley na yung narinig mo yung yanig ng pagbagsak ni Hatton. May isang linyang ganon, 'di ba? Kasi alam mo yung lagapak talaga, men.
Then moved back up to welterweight and proceeded to go on a rampage against bigger opponents. One notable victim was Antonio Margarito, who was arguably the biggest fighter Manny ever faced.
Talaga ba? Si Margarito ba? Hindi ba si Morales? 'Di ba? Yung reach ni Morales ang haba.
This matchup interesting was the drama leading up to the fight because Margarito was so arrogant and insulted Manny in multiple ways.
Oo nga. Hindi pala si Margarito yung kay Freddie Roach. Kasi si Freddie Roach medyo parang medyo hindi ko alam kung anong site niya eh. Basta alam niyo na yung sabihin. So, inaasar siya ni, sino ba yung alam mo ito yung kalaban na yun, na nakalaban ni Pacquiao na yun.
Ways.
Así va a quedar, mira. Así va a quedar grande.
Julian, who's gonna win? Pacquiao or Margarito?
Margarito.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Margarito.
No, this guy.
Es puto Pacquiao.
Así es.
Ito, si pangalan na ito? Pangalan nun? Wala rin kwenta.
Salt Papi, Manny did all the talking with his fists.
Pacquiao hits a block with a big left hand and then flurries and backs Margarito.
Come on.
Has his unanimous decision victory. Margarito.
All 12 rounds, man. All 12 rounds. No? Pagdating ng 8 rounds, no, alam mo nang yung sunod na 4 rounds na natitira, nagpakapagod na lang si Margarito eh. Nagpakabugbog na lang eh. Kasi all 12 rounds in favor of Pacquiao. No? And mukha pa lang, no, kung ilalabas yung mukha nilang dalawa. I mean, si Pacquiao may mga maga-maga. Pero si Margarito naman dito, tino ba naman? Akala mo galing murder eh. Unrecognizable.
His 5th consecutive conquest of a significantly bigger man.
Manny Pacquiao's career is definitely full of interesting fights, but it would take hours if I had to share all of them.
Yeah.
For now, let me just give you a perspective on the magnitude of his achievements. Manny is the only 8-weight division world champion, and he has held a total of 13 world titles across all of them. This is a feat no boxer has ever done before. He made it into the boxing world fighting bigger guys, and retired fighting even bigger guys. He was the people's David against the world's Goliaths. And because of his legacy, he became an inspiration to many aspiring young athletes.
Yep.
And one of them was surprisingly a young woman, Hidilyn Diaz. She was only 9 when she got introduced to weightlifting by her cousins, as they used to haul wood, which is a common thing in the provinces to gain extra money. She liked it instantly as she discovered that she was actually stronger than her cousins, who turned out to be boys.
Oh.
They also lived a life of poverty as her parents struggled to make ends meet. Hidilyn was the 5th child among 6, so his dad's income as a tricycle driver and a part-time farmer was barely enough to support them. She had to borrow shoes and uniforms for training and gladly took hand-me-downs. Going to the gym was even a struggle for her because she didn't have money for fare, so she had to sit on her friend's lap to avoid paying. Despite all the difficulties, Hidilyn kept going, and her hard work paid off as she got selected as the wildcard entry in the 2008 Summer Olympics in China, making her the first ever.
You already know, no? You already know yung magiging jaw ni Hidilyn, man. Maghuhugas ka ng plato, you already know. Ha? You already know, kailangan mo magwalis, no? Ng kalat kada umaga, kada hapon, hugasin, labahin, man. Labas ng bahay nyo, may tanim kayo, kailangan mong gawin yan.
For female weightlifter to compete for the Philippines in the Olympics. She was only 17. Making it to the Olympics was a good achievement, but
17, man. Nagagawa ko sa buhay ko. Nakikita mo yung achievement nila 17 na, man. Tapos ako nag-17 ako.
Winning it all was the ultimate challenge. In Hidilyn's case, the gold eluded her for more than a decade, and it eluded the whole country for almost a century. 97 years to be exact. Her journey was full of setbacks and crushing defeats, but there was one thing she didn't do. She never gave up.
Yep. Okay. 10th, man. Galing. Andito na naman tayo eh, no? Andito na naman tayo eh. Like in the last video na pinanood natin, no? Again, sabi ko nga, no? Pag mag-give up ka kasi, no? Like, nangyari yun. Yung una na yun, sa Beijing, China yun. No? Napakalaking event, di ba? Napakalaking event para ma-disappoint. Diba? Yun yung pag-disappoint ka, most probably like 70% ng mga tao na sasaya sa gano'n pag-disappoint, di na uulit eh. Diba? Parang nakakahiya na para sa'yo. Diba? Or parang nawalan ka na ng gana. Pero yun nga, nabanggit ko, pag tinigil mo na kasi, no? Eh, lalong hindi mo na maaabot kasi tumigil ka na eh. Right? But, simple as that. You'll never be.
It.
You never be the person that you always dream of, you know. Sa panaginip mo, yung itsura mo, o yung maabot mo, hindi ka na magiging gano'n kasi tumigil ka na eh.
For Hidilyn Diaz.
Pero ilang taon lang siya, nakita natin kanina yung
16 Rio.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to gain her any positions. It's not going to mean anything.
After winning silver in Rio, Hidilyn didn't get contented, so she kept training for the 2020 Olympics. She trained in Malaysia to prepare, but the pandemic happened. Her team got stranded in Malaysia for almost 2 years without training gym access or equipment. But instead of doing nothing, she kept training by using improvised tools such as heavy bags and water bottles. There was a point when they ran out of money and had to ask for financial help on social media, which led to her getting bashed by some fans. But Hidilyn didn't let it get in her head and instead kept training. In the final moments of the competition, China set a world
to become Olympic champion.
Hidilyn's last successful attempt was 124, and in order to win, she had to break the world record again by adding 3 more kilos to make it 127, which was something she'd never lifted in the past. That is almost 300 pounds. It's like lifting a Bautista. Ever Olympic gold medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Philippines.
Because, you know, we are not known for our physical gifts.
Imagine, no? Just imagine national anthem ng Pilipinas, no? Papatugtugin dahil ito yung...
We are not the tallest people in the world. We are not the strongest either. Sometimes we lose badly, but we never see it as a disadvantage. We see it as a challenge to claim victory by improving our skills and talents even further. We are Filipinos. We are a proud race. Sometimes it makes me wonder, why are we always so proud? Well, the answer is simple. Because we believe that our country's heart and soul are its people.
Casual Chuck, let's go, man. Okay, we have part 3 next time, man. Alright, well again, that's Filipinos who made Pinoys proud, no? Part 2 or number 2, and Casual Chuck. I mean, kung tingin mo yung part 1 na pinanood natin is hindi pa sapat para maging proud ka ng Pinoy. I mean, part 2, this part 2 is fucking hype, no? Fucking hype. But yeah, see you on part 3, man. Comment down below kung gusto yung manood tayo ng part 3 na ito. And that's my reaction for today. See you on my next vid. Stay awesome. Peace.